Have you ever stumbled upon a verse in the Bible that left you scratching your head? Well, Jude 1:9 presents one of those Bible mysteries that has puzzled scholars and believers alike. Imagine this. After Moses' death, a celestial dispute breaks out over his body. Yes, you heard that right. A battle between Archangel Michael and Satan himself over Moses' body. Why on earth would Satan want Moses' body? It's not every day you hear about spiritual warfare involving a physical form, especially one as significant as Moses. This isn't just some obscure footnote. It's a profound event loaded with deeper spiritual truths that could shed light on the cosmic battle between good and evil. Picture the scene. The great leader Moses has passed away, and instead of a peaceful closure, there's a celestial confrontation. Satan steps in, challenging for possession of Moses' body. It's a moment that raises more questions than answers. What could be Satan's motive in this high-stakes spiritual warfare? This isn't just a story for theologians to debate. It's a gripping episode that invites us to delve deeper into the unseen realms. The very fact that Moses' body became a battleground highlights the significance of his role and the lengths to which opposing forces will go. It's one of those Bible mysteries that makes you wonder about the complexities of the spiritual realm. You might be thinking, what's the big deal about a body? But when it's Moses' body we're talking about, the stakes are incredibly high. Moses wasn't just any figure, he was the mediator of God's law, a central figure in the history of Israel. The battle over his body signifies something much more profound than a mere physical dispute. This mysterious event isn't widely discussed in Sunday sermons, but it packs a punch when it comes to understanding spiritual warfare. It opens up a conversation about the strategies employed by both divine and demonic forces. What could Satan possibly gain from acquiring Moses' body? The question itself pulls you into a deeper exploration of spiritual truths. As we navigate this intriguing narrative, it becomes clear that this isn't a simple matter. The clash between Michael and Satan over Moses' body touches on themes of authority, legacy, and divine purpose. It's a reminder that the physical and spiritual realms are more interconnected than we might think. This event also sheds light on the roles played by celestial beings in the grand scheme of things. Michael isn't just passively observing, he's actively defending against a bold move by Satan. The confrontation over Moses' body highlights the ongoing spiritual warfare that often goes unnoticed by us. So, why did Satan make such an audacious move? Was it to undermine God's plan, or perhaps to incite idolatry among the Israelites? These questions add layers to the Bible mysteries surrounding this event. It's a topic that not only intrigues, but also encourages us to look beyond the surface. As we delve further into this enigmatic episode, we'll uncover various interpretations and insights that could illuminate this mysterious battle. Get ready to explore the depths of this fascinating story, and perhaps find answers that resonate with your own spiritual journey. Let's set the scene. Moses, the legendary leader who guided the Israelites out of Egyptian slavery, is nearing the end of his remarkable life. After decades of wandering in the wilderness, he's standing atop Mount Nebo, gazing into the Promised Land, a place he can see but will never enter. It's a bittersweet moment filled with both accomplishment and unfulfilled longing. This is where one of the Bible mysteries begins to unfold. Moses had been the mediator between God and his people, delivering laws, commandments, and guidance. But now his journey was concluding. According to Deuteronomy 34:5-6, Moses died there in the land of Moab, and what's truly fascinating is that God himself took charge of his burial. Imagine that, the creator of the universe personally laying Moses to rest. No grand procession, no monument, just a secret burial known only to God. The fact that no one knows the exact location of Moses' grave adds another layer to this Bible mystery. It's as if God wanted to prevent any possibility of the Israelites turning Moses' resting place into a shrine or a place of idol worship. The absence of a physical tomb keeps the focus on God's sovereignty rather than on human accomplishments, even those of someone as significant as Moses. This clandestine burial also sets the stage for the spiritual warfare that would follow. By keeping Moses' body hidden, God was perhaps preemptively countering any plans Satan might have had. It's intriguing to consider that even in death, Moses remained a central figure in the cosmic struggle between good and evil. His body became a point of contention, highlighting the ongoing battle in the spiritual realm. Moses' death on Mount Nebo wasn't just the end of a life, it was the culmination of a mission. He had led an entire nation through trials and tribulations, always pointing them toward God. Yet he wasn't allowed to enter the promised land due to earlier disobedience. This adds a layer of complexity to his story, making the circumstances of his death even more poignant and ripe for deeper exploration. The Israelites mourned Moses for 30 days in the plains of Moab, but they had no grave to visit. This lack of a physical memorial forced them to carry his legacy in their hearts rather than in a location. It was a pivotal moment that shifted their focus from a human leader to divine guidance, preparing them for the next phase of their journey under Joshua's leadership. Moses' unique departure from this world invites us to ponder the Bible mysteries surrounding him. Why did God choose to handle his burial personally? What implications did this have for the Israelites and for the spiritual warfare that was unfolding? These questions add depth to an already captivating narrative, inviting us to look beyond the surface. The secrecy of Moses' burial site has fueled speculation for generations. Some believe it was a protective measure, while others see it as a symbolic act emphasizing the transient nature of human life compared to God's eternal presence. Either way, it underscores the special relationship between Moses and God, a connection that continued even in death. This context sets the foundation for the celestial conflict that would emerge over Moses' body. Understanding the circumstances of his death helps us grasp the significance of the ensuing battle between Michael and Satan. It's not just about a body, it's about what Moses represented in the grand scheme of spiritual warfare. So as we delve deeper into this enigmatic event, keep in mind the extraordinary life Moses led and the unique way he departed from this world. His death wasn't just an ending, it was the beginning of a new chapter in the cosmic struggle between good and evil, a true Bible mystery that continues to captivate minds today. Now here's where things get really intriguing. In the tiny book of Jude, verse 9, we're given a peek into a celestial showdown that's one of the great Bible mysteries. Picture this: Archangel Michael and Satan locked in a dispute over Moses' body. Yes, you read that correctly. A cosmic tussle over the remains of Israel's greatest prophet. It's not every day you hear about angels and the devil going head-to-head in such a direct manner. Why would Satan be interested in Moses' body? This isn't just a casual curiosity, it's a bold move in the realm of spiritual warfare. Satan, the adversary, saw an opportunity to undermine God's plans, and he wasn't about to let it slip away. The very thought of Satan laying claim to Moses' body sends chills down the spine, doesn't it? Archangel Michael, known as the great protector and warrior, wasn't having any of it. He stepped in to confront Satan, engaging in a dispute that highlights the intensity of spiritual warfare. Michael didn't rely on his own strength. Instead, he said, "The Lord rebuke you, Idut." It's a powerful reminder that even celestial beings depend on divine authority when confronting evil. This confrontation isn't just a minor footnote. It's a significant event that underscores the ongoing battle between good and evil. The fact that Michael and Satan would contend over Moses' body suggests there's more at stake than meets the eye. It's one of those Bible mysteries that invites us to consider the deeper implications of what's happening behind the scenes. Some might wonder why this dispute wasn't more elaborated upon in Scripture. Perhaps it's to spark our curiosity and encourage us to delve deeper into the realities of spiritual warfare. The battle over Moses' body serves as a tangible example of how the spiritual realm can intersect with the physical world in unexpected ways. It's fascinating to think about the roles that Michael and Satan play in this scenario. Michael, steadfast and obedient, stands as a guardian over God's purposes. Satan, ever the antagonist, seeks to disrupt and derail those plans. Their clash over Moses' body isn't just about a physical form, it's a strategic move in a much larger spiritual conflict. This episode also sheds light on the respect and boundaries observed even in spiritual warfare. Michael didn't hurl accusations or engage in slander against Satan. Instead, he invoked the Lord's authority. It's a subtle yet profound lesson on how to confront evil, not by our own power but by relying on God's strength. The battle over Moses' body raises questions about the significance of physical remains in the spiritual realm. Could Satan have intended to use the body to deceive or lead the Israelites astray? It's a possibility that adds another layer to this Bible mystery. The stakes were high, and both sides understood the potential impact on God's people. This celestial dispute reminds us that there's an unseen world at work, one that influences and interacts with our own. The clash between Michael and Satan over something as specific as Moses' body highlights the intricate dynamics of spiritual warfare. It's both a fascinating and sobering thought. As we consider this remarkable event, we are drawn into the complexities of the spiritual battles that rage beyond our perception. The struggle over Moses' body isn't just an isolated incident. It's a window into the larger cosmic conflict between good and evil, a conflict that continues to this very day. When it comes to Bible mysteries like the battle over Moses' body, theologians and scholars have certainly rolled up their sleeves. One prevailing thought is that Satan wanted to incite idol worship among the Israelites. Think about it. If the people had access to Moses' physical body, they might have been tempted to venerate him, turning a revered leader into an object of worship. Satan could have seen this as a golden opportunity to divert their devotion away from God. Another angle suggests that Satan aimed to discredit Moses. By gaining control over Moses' body, perhaps he planned to reveal it in a way that would undermine Moses' legacy. Imagine if Satan could expose some flaw or imperfection, real or fabricated, to shake the Israelites' faith. In the grand scheme of spiritual warfare, tarnishing the reputation of such a pivotal figure could have had massive implications. Some scholars speculate that Satan wanted to use Moses' body to establish a false narrative. By manipulating the circumstances of his death or burial, he could have sown seeds of doubt and confusion among the people. Confusion is a powerful tool in spiritual warfare, and disrupting the clear messages Moses had conveyed could have been part of a larger, more sinister agenda. There's also the idea that Moses' unique role made his body a significant asset in the cosmic battle between good and evil. As the mediator of the Old Covenant, Moses held a special place in God's plan. Controlling his body might have given Satan a perceived advantage in this ongoing conflict. It's one of those Bible mysteries that highlights how even physical elements can have spiritual significance. Some theologians propose that Satan's claim over Moses' body was an attempt to assert his authority. By challenging for possession, he was directly confronting God's sovereignty. It's a bold move in the context of spiritual warfare, reflecting Satan's continuous effort to oppose God's will at every turn. Others think that the dispute was a legalistic maneuver by Satan. He might have argued that because Moses had sinned, remember, he wasn't allowed to enter the promised land due to disobedience, he belonged to Satan in death. This interpretation adds a layer of complexity to the Bible mystery, emphasizing the intricacies of divine justice and mercy. There's also a line of thought that suggests Satan wanted to prevent Moses from appearing later in biblical history. For instance, Moses appears with Elijah during the transfiguration of Jesus in the New Testament. If Satan could have interfered with Moses' body, perhaps he believed he could thwart future events that were crucial to God's redemptive plan. Some speculate that the entire episode serves as an allegory for spiritual warfare itself. The struggle over Moses' body symbolizes the battle for the souls of believers. It's a tangible representation of the invisible conflicts that occur in the spiritual realm, making this Bible mystery a teaching tool as much as a historical event. A few scholars even entertain the possibility that Satan's motive was simply to oppose anything God valued. If God took the time to bury Moses personally, then disrupting that act would be a direct affront to God. It's a petty yet profound way to rebel, highlighting the lengths to which Satan will go in his opposition. Lastly, some interpretations focus on the lesson of humility and reliance on God's authority. The fact that Michael didn't condemn Satan but said, "The Lord rebuke you," underscores a principle in spiritual warfare. Victory comes through God's power, not our own. This adds a layer of depth to the Bible mystery, offering insights into how we should engage in our own spiritual battles. Moses wasn't just any figure in the biblical narrative. He was the mediator of God's covenant with the Israelites. His life symbolized the law and the very foundation of the relationship between God and his people. So, when there's a celestial dispute over Moses' body, it's loaded with symbolic meaning. This isn't merely about a physical body. It's a representation of the ongoing spiritual warfare between good and evil. In the grand tapestry of the Bible mysteries, the battle over Moses' body can be seen as a microcosm of the larger struggle for the hearts and souls of humanity. Moses embodied the law, which set the standards for righteousness and justice. Satan's attempt to claim his body could symbolize an effort to undermine the law itself, throwing humanity into moral chaos. Think about it. If Satan could corrupt or manipulate the legacy of Moses, he could cast doubt on the very covenant that bound the Israelites to God. This act would strike at the core of their identity and relationship with the divine. It's a strategic move in spiritual warfare, aiming to sever the connection between God and his people. The Archangel Michael's intervention highlights the protective nature of divine forces over sacred truths. Michael isn't just defending a body, he's safeguarding the integrity of God's covenant. This confrontation symbolizes the ongoing battle to preserve divine purposes against forces that seek to distort or destroy them. Moses' role as the lawgiver makes this conflict even more significant. The law was a guide for living in alignment with God's will. By targeting Moses' body, Satan might have been attempting to corrupt that guide, leading people astray. It's a stark reminder of how spiritual warfare often involves attacks on foundational truths. The battle also underscores the importance of respecting divine authority. Michael didn't overstep his bounds. He relied on God's authority to rebuke Satan. This reflects a deeper spiritual principle about the proper way to engage in spiritual warfare through reliance on God's power rather than our own. It's a subtle yet profound aspect of this Bible mystery. Furthermore, the dispute can symbolize the struggle over salvation history. Moses represents the Old Covenant, and any attempt to corrupt his legacy could have ripple effects on the unfolding plan of redemption. Satan's interference might symbolize efforts to hinder God's plan at critical junctures, highlighting the high stakes involved in spiritual warfare. This event also illustrates the conflict between legalism and grace. Moses' law was essential, but it also pointed to the need for something more, eventually fulfilled in the New Testament. The battle over his body could symbolize the tension between the old ways and the new, a pivotal point in the spiritual narrative. The symbolism extends to the idea of resurrection and eternal life. By trying to claim Moses' body, Satan could have been attempting to prevent future manifestations of God's power, such as Moses' appearance at the Transfiguration. It's a strategic move to disrupt not just the past, but also the future aspects of God's plan. In the end, the battle for Moses' body isn't just a curious footnote, it's a rich symbol of the ongoing struggle between good and evil. It highlights how spiritual warfare can involve attempts to undermine key figures and truths that are foundational to faith. It's a compelling part of the Bible mysteries that invites us to reflect on the deeper spiritual realities at play. When it comes to spiritual warfare, few figures are as pivotal as Archangel Michael. His intervention in the dispute over Moses' body wasn't a random act. It was a deliberate stand against evil. Michael isn't just some distant celestial being. He's actively engaged in the cosmic battle between good and evil, playing a crucial role in defending God's people. In that mysterious clash with Satan, Michael showcased a profound lesson. Instead of resorting to accusations or insults, he simply said, "The Lord rebuke you." This response highlights the power of relying on God's authority rather than our own. It's a strategy in spiritual warfare that emphasizes humility and trust in the divine, a tactic that often gets overlooked in our human struggles. Michael's role in this Bible mystery sheds light on his broader responsibilities. He's not new to confronting darkness. He's been stepping in whenever the stakes are high. In the book of Daniel, Michael is described as the great prince who stands guard over the people. His consistent appearances during critical moments show that he's a guardian assigned to protect and serve. It's fascinating how Michael operates. He doesn't seek glory or recognition. Instead, he's laser-focused on executing God's will. In the battle over Moses' body, his actions were decisive yet restrained, teaching us that spiritual warfare isn't about grandstanding, but about faithful obedience. It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful moves are the ones made in alignment with a higher purpose. This event also underscores the reality that spiritual warfare is an ongoing battle. If an archangel like Michael is actively involved, it highlights the intensity and significance of the conflicts that occur beyond our physical perception. It serves as a wake-up call that there's more happening in the spiritual realm than we might realize. Michael's confrontation with Satan over Moses' body isn't an isolated incident. In Revelation, he's depicted leading the heavenly armies against the forces of darkness. This consistent role showcases him as a warrior committed to thwarting evil schemes. His actions are a testament to the protective measures in place for God's people amid spiritual warfare. The way Michael handles these battles offers valuable insights. He relies on divine authority, avoids unnecessary confrontation, and remains steadfast. There's a certain grace in his approach that can inspire us when facing our own spiritual challenges. It's about standing firm without falling into the traps of pride or provocation. Moreover, Michael's involvement in this Bible mystery highlights the interconnectedness of the spiritual and physical realms. His actions affect outcomes on earth, reminding us that we're part of a larger narrative. It's both comforting and humbling to know that such forces are at work, often unseen but profoundly impactful. The battle over Moses' body also invites us to consider the roles of angels in our lives today. While we might not witness such dramatic events, the principles remain. There's ongoing spiritual warfare, and forces like Michael are part of the divine strategy to protect and guide. Ultimately, Michael's role emphasizes the importance of relying on God's power in our struggles. His example teaches us that victory doesn't come from our strength, but from aligning with the divine. It's a timeless lesson that resonates deeply, especially when we find ourselves in the midst of our own battles. The mysterious battle over Moses' body isn't just an ancient story. It's a powerful lesson that speaks to us even today. In our modern world, we may not witness archangels and demons battling visibly, but we certainly face our own forms of spiritual warfare. The challenges we encounter, temptations, doubts, and unseen struggles, are echoes of that celestial conflict, reminding us that there's more to life than meets the eye. One key takeaway is the importance of standing firm in our faith. Just as Archangel Michael relied on God's authority rather than his own, we too should lean on divine strength when facing our battles. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by life's complexities, but remembering that we have a higher power on our side can make all the difference. The fact that Satan went to such lengths to disrupt God's plans serves as a wake-up call. It highlights the relentless efforts of negative forces to derail us from our purpose. This awareness encourages us to stay vigilant, recognizing that spiritual warfare is real and ongoing. Being prepared isn't about living in fear, but about grounding ourselves in faith. Michael's response to Satan also teaches us about humility and proper conduct in the face of adversity. He didn't engage in slander or aggressive tactics. Instead, he entrusted the situation to God's judgment. This approach reminds us that sometimes the most powerful weapon we have is our trust in divine judgment and timing. The battle over Moses' body symbolizes the larger struggle between good and evil, a conflict that continues today. Understanding this helps us see our own lives in a new light. We're not just passive participants, but active contributors to a spiritual narrative. This realization can inspire us to make choices that align with higher principles. Another lesson lies in the power of perseverance. Despite the challenges, Archangel Michael stood his ground. His example encourages us to remain steadfast, even when circumstances seem daunting. It's a call to harness the strength that comes from faith and to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles we face. This story also underscores the significance of knowing our spiritual heritage. Moses was a key figure representing the law and God's covenant. Recognizing the importance of such foundations can help us appreciate the spiritual resources available to us. It's a reminder that we're part of a legacy that offers guidance and support. The narrative invites us to delve deeper into Scripture to uncover the wisdom hidden within these Bible mysteries. By doing so, we equip ourselves with insights that can fortify our faith. Knowledge isn't just power, it's a shield in the midst of spiritual warfare, helping us discern truth from deception. Moreover, the story highlights the importance of community and collective faith. Just as Michael wasn't alone in his mission, we too are part of a larger body of believers. Supporting one another strengthens our ability to stand firm against spiritual challenges. Unity becomes a force multiplier in our shared journey. Finally, the mysterious battle serves as a call to action. It's not enough to be aware, we must also engage actively in nurturing our spiritual lives. Whether through prayer, study, or acts of kindness, every positive action contributes to the greater good. In doing so, we align ourselves with the ultimate victory promised in spiritual teachings. As we unravel this profound Bible mystery, it's clear that the battle over Moses' body is more than a historical footnote. It's a powerful reminder of the ongoing spiritual warfare that affects us all. Have you ever considered how unseen forces might be influencing your own life? What steps can you take to stand firm in your faith amidst these hidden battles? Reflecting on these questions could be the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of your spiritual journey. If you're eager to delve deeper and strengthen your connection with God, we have something special for you. In the comments below, you'll find our ebook, 30 Habits to Draw Closer to God. This practical guide is the culmination of deep research and spiritual insights designed to help you enrich your spiritual life in meaningful and lasting ways. Imagine adopting habits that not only transform your daily routine, but also ignite your faith like never before. Picture the peace and fulfillment that come from living each day aligned with divine purpose. Join countless others who are experiencing a more rewarding and fulfilling spiritual journey through these simple yet powerful habits. The transformation you're seeking is within reach. Check out the ebook now and start your journey toward a deeper connection with God. Remember, a vibrant and authentic spiritual life isn't just a distant dream. With 30 habits to draw closer to God, you're one step closer to making it a reality. Begin today to write your new story of faith and devotion. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into Bible mysteries and spiritual insights. We've got more fascinating stories and life-changing lessons coming your way. Also, we'd love to hear from you. Share a message of hope or your own reflections in the comments below. Your words might be the encouragement someone else needs on their journey.